Hydra DX are almost about to win, and in less than 1 day the 9th Polkadot auction will end, with them being announced the winner. So far they've accumulated $2.44 million, and I think most people stopped contributing as their rewards dropped like a stone after a specific date, but everyone is looking forward to it. And although we all got that BSX airdrop, the token transfers still haven't been enabled for Basilisk as we're waiting for the liquidity bootstrapping pulls event. And in case you don't know what Basilisk is the canary network of Hydra DX. Now I won't look at the next ones in today's video, but just note that Interlay are still favorites to win auction 10 and Equilibrium for auction 11, but we'll review those on the next video when auction 10 begins. On Kusama, the auction will end in 3 days and 19 hours, and I have to say it's a letdown to see who will actually take it. Kiko will win it, but because there are no other competitors aside from Pichu, these guys with the 5% allocation towards the crowd loan will take the win in the bag, and with just over 3.3 thousand KSM as well, which is pretty embarrassing. Now before we continue on with the rest of the Polka updates, I'd like to take a moment to thank today's video sponsors BlockDesk Ventures, and so I'll play this short clip. Thank you. BlockDesk Ventures are building the blockchain industry in a different way, which means they're community-backed VC. They're giving the retail investor the opportunity to join their social media group and to be able to invest in launchpads early without worrying about the amount required being too large for them to afford. They offer a 3-tier system. Tier 1 is the BlockDesk Venture Management System, which is the top tier investment team who are going to source the new projects and provide strategic advice and assistance to onboard projects. Tier 2 is the Gunslingers team. Members of this team will be supporting the management team and the community by performing various duties to ensure project success. In return, team members receive a guaranteed allocation for each strategic investment. And Tier 3 is the core community. What this means is that this tier is dedicated to the community who drive the Gunslingers team, who would in turn feed that info back to the management team. What do they ask of you? Well, to simply help them with promotions through various social media channels such as tweets, Facebook, TikTok, Reddit, or other ways that could help. Here are some of the projects that they've already invested in, and some of these are well known by the community, and these are their partners. You can follow them on Twitter should you wish in order to stay up to date, but their Telegram channel is where all the action is at, and all of these links can be found in the description of this video. Thank you for watching. Next, Altair's price has come with a surprise for us yesterday, as Kraken had not given us an exact listing time, and mixed with a market sentiment, it's a shame that people were willing to sell at such low prices, but trading began at $10 and there were 10 tokens at that price. A person or a bot bought them, and then the dump began, and it was about 30 cents for a few minutes, and the liquidity was very thin. So if you had around 400 to 500 AIR tokens, then you could have sold at that price, but anyone with larger bags couldn't sell without dumping it to 17 cents or so. And overnight, after that massive dump, it did pop back to around 22-23 cents, which is not too bad, but then a bigger dump followed later and took it to 11 cents. Now I ended up selling the unlocked AIR and bought back on the dip today to accumulate more. Now I'll be waiting for the next updates to see how things go, but I honestly had hoped that it would trade at around 50 cents, at least with more liquidity. Let me know in the comments below, was this what you expected? Were you satisfied with the price considering the market conditions, and that centrifuge holders from the group of Tin Lake investors received a free airdrop which they could sell even if partially vested? Now we still don't know the Altair circulating supplies. Nobody seems to know the answer to it. I have asked multiple times, both in their Telegram channel and on Twitter as well, but if we look on Subscan, you can see that the reported circulating supply on chain is 376 million and the total supply is 505 million. That's definitely confirmed, right? But it is pretty shocking because that could be the reason as to why it had dumped so much. Now I would have expected a much smaller percentage, especially at TG, right? Now I know Subscan has previously reported incorrect figures when it comes to the circulating supply, and so we still can't be 100% sure about this, but at least we've got something to go by till we're proven otherwise. Considering the price is about 15 cents right now, that would put Altair at a market cap of $56.6 million, which is typical for a parachain considering the market conditions. When the bull run was at its peak, most parachains would have a market cap of over $100 million. Now I am, however, still bullish on Altair if we ignore the price, because with their next runtime upgrade, which is number 5, they'll enable the NFT Studio functionality, and we might get some free marketing from Donnie Big Bags, the owner of Moonsama, and also well-known influencer in the Polkadot ecosystem. Before I found out about Donnie, I thought I was the only one covering Polkadot, which had a bigger community, but I was wrong about that. Now, we can't only blame Altair for not performing so well on listing. In fact, Quartz, the canary network of Unique Network, had listed before Altair, and it suffered a massive dump from almost 16 cents all the way down to 3.6 cents. It later had another pop to 11 cents, which didn't last very long as eager crowdloan contributors insta-sold and dumped it to 5 cents, but it's somewhat stabilizing now, so let's see. Unfortunately, because the average reward for Quartz contributors was about 500 QTZ for each one KSM, let's say you would have sold at 7 cents to average out the price. You'd get $35 return on your KSM. Now keep in mind that KSM was priced at over $450 back then, so not even 10% of your KSM value if you had bought KSM off the market specifically for Quartz. Unfortunately, as it stands, Quartz has not performed good enough, but considering KSM's price right now is still giving you less than the KSM staking rewards of 20% in value. So even so, with the Kusama price, we're still not doing too well, right? It would have been better to actually stake your Kusama than actually contribute to Quartz, unfortunately, unless you're one of the first, of course, and you managed to sell in the very first minute or so. But we could argue that it's still too early and things could change as Quartz progress in their roadmap. Next up, Moonbeam announced on Twitter that Ignite tournaments will bring play-to-earn tournaments for gamers to both Moonbeam and Moonriver, which is awesome. Remember that I told you, Derek Yu, the CEO of PureStake, the team behind Moonbeam and Moonriver, said he wants to see games integrate with Moonbeam and Moonriver this year, so this is the start. Ignite tournaments will bring play-to-earn tournaments to Moonbeam to empower gamers to compete in their favorite video games, and they're currently testing on Moonbase Alpha, which is the test network of Moonbeam and Moonriver, and will then deploy to Moonriver to test with real value assets. Now we'll keep track of this progress of any of these new deployments to Moonriver and Moonbeam as they help the ecosystem grow. Kind reminder, if you haven't already contributed to Interlay, you can get a 5% bonus, Equilibrium for a 7% bonus, and Polkadex for a 5% bonus through Parallel Finance through my links in the description of this video. That's been it from today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.